Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And I want to kind of go over this article from law.com about some whistleblower issues with Salesforce. And so, one of the ways that I know that I'm getting older is when I don't get shocked about articles like these and how petty things get, and people, you know, not doing things in an honest and ethical manner and being okay with it. And I think for you, what I would like is that you be a leader, and not only you be a leader, you be an honest and ethical leader. Don't be corrupt and evil, right? Too many people out there want to be corrupt and evil because they think that's the thing to do. Like, you ever watch Die Hard 1? I don't know if you ever watched Die Hard 1, but there's that scene where one of the bankers who get held hostage in the terrorist situation gives up the hero's information because he thinks he's going to be part of the evil, right? And a lot of people are like that. And I don't want you to be like that. I want you to be honest and ethical. Now, for me, I like being honest and ethical just because if I lie to people, that takes up way too much of my brain energy and I can't remember who I said to what. So I try to be honest. And secondly, I don't want to go to jail, right? Because there are certain situations you lie and exaggerate, make false claims, you can really go to jail. Okay, so what does this have to do with the article? So let's just go over it. So real-time litigation, Salesforce hit with whistleblower retaliation suit as former VP accuses it of lying about Genie's capabilities. Okay, and you'll notice that this is from August 2nd, 2023. So this is really recent. So let's go down here. So basically, Salesforce was hit by its former vice president product manager over whistleblower retaliation allegations. After he raised concerns regarding the company's alleged plan to falsely inform the public that its customer data platform, Genie, operates in real time. Okay, so let's scroll down. So basically, if you kind of just read the article, there's this thing called Genie, right? And in technology, there's something called real time, which means that if you do some sort of action, it happens within seconds. And if it's not real time, something might take within hours. So this article is kind of actually insane. So let me just kind of go down here. The complaint contends that that Worth, the guy who's the whistleblower, brought his concerns to numerous individuals within Salesforce who had the authority to investigate, discover, stop this fraudulent scheme from coming to fruition, and more specifically to prevent Salesforce from making false statements at Dreamforce about the supposed real-time capabilities. If you don't know what Dreamforce is, it's the conference for Salesforce that they have, I think, every year, kind of like how Twitch has TwitchCon. And so Worth co-founded a technology company in 2010 called Evergage, serving as the CEO for 10 years before Salesforce bought the company. Following the purchase, Worth began as a Salesforce executive, working parallel to a group within the company that served as a customer data platform product. So Worth contends he was an advocate for making Salesforce CDP, that stands for Customer Data Platform, operate in real time. Again, real time means it happens in seconds, but this drew strong opposition from management, saying that customers didn't need the CDP to operate in real time. However, in late 2021, 2022, Worth claims Salesforce made a corporate decision to accept his recommendation and pursue making its CDP operate in real time and making a central focus of the Dreamforce conference. So, according to the complaint, Worth was even instructed to assist in drafting scripts describing Salesforce CDP as having real-time capabilities in the upcoming conference, even eventually being promoted to senior vice president. Okay. And then in the ensuing weeks and months, it became apparent that the CDP team remained opposed to incorporating real time and did not intend to develop the technology in time for the Dreamforce announcement. And among other things, the CDP team wanted to redefine the meaning of real time. So it falsely contained that the CDP operated in real time when in fact many of its processes took several hours. So wow, again, so we scroll down here and basically if you read any further, it talks about how he tried to inform upper management didn't care, and then allegedly terminated, and then now there's a whistleblower retaliation lawsuit. Okay, so let's just kind of go over a timeline of what happened. So Salesforce in 2010 buys Evergage, where Worth, the whistleblower in the lawsuit, is actually the CEO. So he has a lot of. I think Evergage is like a something to do with customer data analytics or platform, kind of like the CDP. And so Salesforce, they like to buy a lot of companies like Slack, Evergage, other things too, to, put, I guess, in their tech stack or whatever you call it. And so this guy, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of experience with that type of technology, which is why he was advocating for it, right? So Salesforce buys Evergage, where the guy's the CEO, and then so Worth, still works for Salesforce after they buy it, so it becomes VP of product management. And then he's advocating, hey, you know what? Let's do this real time, meaning let's do it in seconds for customer data platform. And Salesforce is like, nah, we're good, right? And then in 2022, Salesforce said, yeah, let's do it. But then Salesforce just is like saying, you know what? Let's just say we do it, supposedly, but not really do it. And so the guy who's like the biggest expert in the team is like, no, we're not, like, this isn't happening. And, supposedly I'm promoted to oversee this and write scripts. And now, he's like trying to sound the alarm, like this doesn't really work. We don't have the technology. And then he sends messages and meets with high level executives and gets terminated. Right. And here's the thing. I think a lot of this is petty because I think your average person has no clue how software even works, what's real time and what's not real time. I feel like they can actually, a lot of them can be tricked into like semi real time processes. So maybe like every 5 minutes instead of like a couple of seconds. Although real time is really cool, right? But my point is that think of what happened here. So you have this expert who advocates for this real time technology, and I'm pretty sure he has a lot of experience because 10 years as CEO in that sort of field will probably give you a lot of experience or maybe a lot of insight. And then he tries to advocate for it. Salesforce says nah, and then Salesforce is like, all right, let's do it, but not really, right? How many times have you been in this situation where people are kind of like reject your idea because it came from you, and then they want to try to do it just because they realize it's a good idea, but for some reason they don't want you involved? Has that ever happened to you? That's happened to me tons of times. So whenever I see something like this, I'm just like, alrighty then. Kind of reminds me of like Anakin Skywalker from like the Star Wars prequels, where they want to use his talent, but they don't want to make him a Jedi Master. Happens a lot more than you think it would. But again, it's like this guy's the expert. Salesforce says nah, and then Salesforce says, okay, we'll do it, but then not really, right? And here's the thing: if they in the very beginning had just said yes and made this guy like the head of whatever, well, they kind of did, but not really, like only in title only, but actually lead the front to have this real time technology. I think they probably could have had it by in time for their 2022 Dreamforce or whatever. But again, for some reason in this world, people want to just do things in an unethical and dishonest manner and just kind of half truth lie to people, right? Just do it right from the beginning. And that's kind of true with a lot of things, don't. And that's kind of sad that, I'm not surprised that we live in this type of world where just dishonesty and half truths just kind of are the norm. I mean, I wish I really lived in a world where like, oh my goodness, dishonest, not ethical behavior, mind blown, because we don't live in a world where that's actually common. But again, my mind's not blown because a lot of this happens more than you think it would. But okay, so this is Crane Atlanta mentorship. Just kind of want to emphasize, be an honest and ethical leader, whatever you're doing. And if you do things right, you don't have to cover up things, right? You can sleep well at night. Really important, okay? And just be aware that sometimes in an unethical world, you might get persecuted. Not always 100%, but you may. It might happen to you more often than you think it would. All right. So, what'd you think about this article? What'd you think? And here's the thing, I'm just surprised that companies with all this money who don't have to engage in this type of behavior just kind of do it. And that's because of dishonest leadership, right? There's no reason for the leadership to be dishonest. And if they just kind of given him, listen to his ideas, made him the person in charge, and I'm pretty sure by when the time Dreamforce came around, this all could have been taken care of. But it's just cover up, lie to people. We'll kind of do it, but not really. And it's kind of sad that even in 2023 this happens. Okay, well, this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in joining the group, go ahead and click the Google form link below, and we will speak next time.